All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to what is the start of the grand finals here in Division 2 of ADS. My name is It's Pigeon, I go by Lily. I'm joined in the booth by iFlame, and we got a match here on our hands between two teams that have made it so far through the tournament. Waterbenders versus RAMSING. It's going to be Army Fans team versus what was Pra's team, now Cyber Oni, who I believe is their captain. And this is going to be an interesting matchup. iFlame, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing great, and it's going to be an interesting matchup indeed, because obviously Waterbenders finished first in their group and have looked really solid since then. I think they won by forfeit in their first match, and then they lost 7-5 against a Choodle Cow. Meanwhile, RAMSING, on the other hand, they finished third in their group, so tough start to the tournament, but since then they've run 2 matches in a row, 7-3 and tiebreaker against SKT1 League. But what's more interesting are the finals stats, because you look at the individual performances, and some of those Waterbender players were absolutely on fire in that match. No Wi-Fi, first individual, and Watr, a third individual. But when you look at the team performances, it was RAMSING who was the top team in the finals by a pretty good margin. They had top scores on something like 5 or 6 maps. So if RAMSING can keep this up, they can certainly put up a fight in this match, despite being seed number 6 against seed number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think RAMSING has definitely been fighting tooth and nail to get to this point, but either way, one of these two teams will be going up against Fat Chudwell Cow in the winner side of the grand finals. Depending on which team wins this, I think there's potential for a delay for a week. I mean, it's fine, but yeah, this should be close. I would hope. RAMSING, as you said, they've been to tiebreaker before, and I don't know if Waterbenders has been to tiebreaker. I don't have the stats pulled up right now, but we're already picked some bans here. Bans going through, we've got the Nomad 4 ban, that's going to be your slider tech map. Hard Rock 1, which is actually more tech heavy than anything. DT2, which is going to be finger control tapping, and then that DT3 is 270 BPM speed. So just getting rid of some of the more mechanics focused here from Waterbenders, and then some more of the tech heavy maps from RAMSING.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. RAMSING top scored both the DT2 and the DT3 in the finals, so Team Waterbenders not wanting to mess with that. And the tech bans, they are interesting. I mean, Waterbenders, I guess, pretty solid on those tech picks. Does give Waterbenders some good direction here. If there are kind of other tech maps in the pool, they kind of know what to go for, but it doesn't look like there's too much more slider tech in the pool. You've got Fremont 3, which is more circle tech, which is a lot more aim control focus, and so it seems like they were able to ban out all of those slider tech picks. Now we're just waiting on the pick for Waterbenders, and after some of those tech bans, maybe we are going to see them pick some of the more mechanically focused maps.
Yeah, I am curious where they want to go. That Hidden 3 is kind of techy. It's more like awkward than anything, but there are some tech elements to it. I think the Hard Rock 2 is actually very Nomad 1-esque, or like Hard Rock 1-esque, just with smaller circles. So, and the Hard Rock 3, I don't fully remember. I think that's flow aim as well. So yeah, as far as tech stuff goes, you've got like Fremont 3, which is kind of techy, and then that Hidden 3 left available.
Yeah, they look quite good on the DT4 as well last week, but not sure how similar they are. DT4s week to week tend to be quite different, so hard to say. And they're going to go for Nomad 5 instead. This is going to be our AR 7.3, so we are getting reading picks out of Team Waterbenders. And they did top score the Nomad 5 last week by a decent margin, so I wonder if we're going to see a similar lineup. It was Watr, No Wi-Fi, Army Fan, and Daitaku Helios, but looks like they may be running Swizzy instead this time around.
Oh, I think Swizzy's just into lobby sit. I don't know Swizzy as as one of these Nomad 5 maps, but it might suit him because this Nomad 5 is actually very flow heavy. Lots of streams in this map, so it's gonna come down to like flow reading, if that even makes sense.
It certainly does.
Yeah, I mean, this map is very interesting when I looked at it in the editor. It's only CS 5.5 too, so there is some precision to it, but not too much. But yeah, it's gonna be really just a matter of maintaining combo early on, because the end of the map is very, very difficult. The flow patterns and the ending are very hard to maintain your combo, but seeing players start to come in. Got no Wi-Fi, Swizzy, Army Fan, and Mommy, and all for Waterbenders right now, and RAMSING all out of the lobby until Cammy just came in. Oh, I guess Mommy was on RAMSING, actually. Don't think we mentioned the players on the teams, just the captains. Waterbenders, you got Army Fan, Daitaku Helios, no Wi-Fi, we call him Bubble, Paxi, Swizzy, Virtuoso, Watr, and Cammy. And then on the side of RAMSING, you've got Pra 858, which is Lights Out, Mommy, Cyberoni, Raphael, Lexi, Tynamo, and Naomi.
Just waiting for one more player. It looks like we finally have everybody in the lobby here. Watr was top scorer in last week's No Mod 5 by a pretty good margin, so have to keep an eye on them alongside No Wi-Fi. And what's nice about this No Mod 5 is if they manage to win this one, there are some other really good low AR options in the pool with that Hidden 2 and the Free Mod 2 as well, both of those being AR8. Of course, for the Free Mod, I imagine you only need one player on the AR8, so that one is maybe slightly less pickable, but still a good potential option for them. And here we go into our first map of the Grand Finals.
Lots of starts and stops in the beginning part of the map. The later part of the map gets a lot more flow heavy, so maintaining your combo here in this section is going to be pretty important. We're getting off to a little bit of a rougher start for Waterbenders. Army Fan going to drop the combo, a couple of act drops overall, but right now it's going to be pretty even just because Raphael has dropped down to pretty far accuracy, and now it's going to be a full reset on the side of Waterbenders here, so 3 players holding on to their combo and make that 2, but still no combos to be seen on Waterbenders.
Yeah, certainly not the start you wanted to see for Waterbenders on their own first pick. Meanwhile, RAMSING, third of the way through the map now, holding 2 full combos as well as recovery on Lexi. Waterbenders have a lot of pressure on RME Fan, and this is just free combo for RAMSING to really push this advantage. Half the map to go. There's a tricky section coming up, but RAMSING have some time where they get to hold on to these combos, and it's just absolutely free for them. And here we go into the next hard section. We need to see Mommy and Raphael drop. There goes Raphael, but it's traded back by RME Fan. That is not a trade that Waterbenders can afford. They do have some recoveries, but with Mommy holding this full combo, it just doesn't matter. Cammy drops the recovery now. There's a full team reset for Waterbenders, and despite the last FC dropping for RAMSING, it looks like they have done more than enough, and we should be seeing an early break point here.
Yeah, bar any complete disasters in the ending, the flow patterns are difficult, but it looks like most players aren't chain missing them. So yeah, RAMSING just able to hold on to more combos out of the beginning, and they were able to get enough score built together that they can get this breakpoint despite not having much combo into the ending themselves. 1-0.
Yeah, and that's also the danger of some of these early low AR picks is if you get breakpointed on a pick like this No Mod 5, all of a sudden you become a lot more hesitant to pick some of those other low AR maps, and RAMSING may even feel confident to pick those themselves later on. But probably not going to see them going straight towards a low AR pick as their first pick. Could definitely see them opting into some of the DT picks. They've looked pretty solid on the No Mods as well. Had the top scores, had actually both of the top scores on No Mod 1 last week, and so I do think they tend to do pretty well on some of these AIM maps. Looking at things like the No Mod 1, like the Free Mod 1 even.
Yeah, those are both fantastic A maps here in this pool. I think the hidden one is more like mechanics based with still having aim elements to it. But yeah, that No Mod 1, pretty standard aim. The Free Mod 1 maybe a bit more what we'd call like aim slop nowadays, but is just going to be that Nomad 1 first pick from RAMSING. Try to consolidate on the breakpoint with this, and they did look so good on those consistency aim maps in previous weeks, so I would expect them to be able to put up some decent scores here.
Yeah, they had two 2.3 million team scores in the finals, and the third best score on the map was only 2.1 million, so RAMSING have been far and away the best Nomad 1 team since the group stage. And I imagine we're going to get slightly different, but not so different, lineups in for both teams. For RAMSING, we tend to see a lineup of Cybroni, Pra, Raphael, and 858, or Lights Out. Waterbenders really struggled on the Nomad 1. They had the worst score of any team in the finals. We might see Swizzy and Virtuoso coming in for this one.
Yeah, their No Wi-Fi did have a decent score there. He dropped 630k on last week's Nomad 1. Just overall, about 400ks from the rest of the players. And I'm looking at all the other teams that played the map, and the next lowest score would have been on Raphael in one of their two matches, but the other match, I mean, yeah, RAMSING just looks very, very comfortable on these Nomad 1s, and this map is a little bit more consistency, I feel like, than that previous week's Nomad 1, so might be a different story here for Waterbenders, but still this is a very solid pick on paper, I think, for RAMSING.
I would agree. And we do have more or less expected players in the lobby. Daitaku, one of the better in players for Waterbenders. And we should be getting into this one shortly. Waterbenders obviously would love to get a breakpoint back here. But always tough on your opponent's first pick. RAMSING looking to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, definitely want to try to answer back with a breakpoint of your own as early on as you can. I do believe this is best of 13, so there's plenty of time left to be had, but still though, losing that breakpoint and then having the opposing team be able to consolidate on it so early on is never a spot you really want to be in. Hopefully we can get a quick panic. There we go. Get Cybroni in. Yeah, very standard aim map here in this Nomad 1.
Yeah, with the patterns on this map being a lot more comfortable, you generally expect to see those combos be a little bit higher. We're going to get 2 early misses on the side of RAMSING, but it's a long map at 3 minutes and 22 seconds. These early misses aren't going to matter too much, but it is one player surviving that Ki on each side, Daitaku Helios versus 858 now. Everybody else is going to have to try and build up these recoveries.
Definitely need to start getting these recoveries working together here. It looks better on the side of RAMSING as Swizzy and No Wi-Fi continue to find misses as we get into this first Ki section, but it's still Daitaku Helios versus Lights Out on the full combos, and Daitaku Helios has the SS going into the Ki. I'm curious if he's going to be able to hold it for too much longer, but yeah, still more misses around him on Swizzy and a few other players, and this is going to lead to them continuing to give away the score lead now as Daitaku Helios drops the full combo going into that first Ki, and it's still 2 big combos on the side of RAMSING versus 1.
Yeah, and there goes that last big combo on the side of Waterbenders, so they're going to be well and truly out of it on this Ki. And Pra, Raphael, both trying their best to survive this section. If they can survive this Ki, they're going to be in a really good spot. Pra does find the miss, but Raphael continues to hold, and this is a 250,000 point lead for RAMSING, and on a map as long as this one, that's a pretty massive score difference.
Oh, very, very solid score difference to get this early on. We are reaching about halfway through, and Raphael misses on that little slowdown section there. Was going to be the cross-screen jump, but it was very doable. I think just slight miss-aim, unfortunately. And that will help to even things out just a little bit, but you look across the way, and the combos just quite aren't there for the Waterbenders. You've got Army Fan and Daitaku starting to build up some recoveries, but Lights Out is ahead of both of them, and Cybroni and Pra, for all things considered, are just matching both of them, so...
Yeah, I mean, Lights Out does find the miss, but Waterbenders, despite having some decent recovery combos, they're just so far behind. It's still 300,000 points to make up, and with a quarter of the map to go, that's going to be a pretty tall ask, especially when you don't even have the combo advantage this far into the map. And it's a slight combo advantage, but we're going to see a complete meltdown from RAMSING into the ending, and we're going to need to see these combos hold on the side of Waterbenders. There goes Swizzy, that's one down. RME fan, make that two, and with that, RAMSING should be able to consolidate this breakpoint. We'll see what Pra and Cyberoni can do into the ending.
Yeah, I think it's gonna just be too much at this point. Cyberoni Pra holding on to the combos. Was he gonna be dropping more? Down goes Bubble as well. Is Daitaka Helios the last hope for Waterbenders right now? But Pra does drop the combo, but Cyberoni still continuing to hold, and yeah, I mean, there's just not enough time left in the map, and Daitaka Helios will go down. Cyberoni trades, but yeah, the damage has been done. Over 400,000 points almost here in favor of RAMSING on their own pick to consolidate the breakpoint.
And RAMSING, pretty dominant score again on this No Mod 1. Certainly, after the group stage, really looking like the team to beat. Been incredibly dominant on some of these picks, but you know, Waterbenders, they do have the next pick, and so if they can stabilize, win their next pick, then they're still going to be in an okay spot, only down one breakpoint still.
Yeah, I mean, very, very solid team score from RAMSING once again. Lowest player, just almost matching the highest player on the side of Waterbenders. Daitaka Helios dropping a 470k. Doing their best, but yeah, just the supporting scores from Waterbenders not quite as good as the supporting scores for RAMSING there, but was their own pick, and they have looked good on previous AIM maps in this tournament, so was kind of expected that that's how it might go down, but yeah, for Waterbenders, I don't know if you want to go back into low AR. There's still that hidden 2, that free mod 2. Of course, with the free mod, you know, only one person is forced to go on the hidden, but yeah, I'm not sure where exactly they want to go.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, you could always go back to the lower AR picks, but those are far from a guarantee. I mean, RAMSING put up even a good score on last week's Hidden 2, outscoring Waterbenders on both of their runs, so even something like the Hidden 2 doesn't necessarily feel like a super safe pick. They do tend to do well on some of the more alt-focused maps, so maybe we see them opt into a No Mod 3. I could see something like a DT4 as well. A little bit more awkward. And they're going to go for the No Mod 3.
Yeah, this No Mod 3 is, it's kind of a mix of both Snap Alt and Flow Alt. I think more Snap Alt than Flow, but it does have some Flow aspects to it, especially during the key eyes. A lot of just flowy patterns to it, but every other part of the map is just very alt heavy. A lot of snap aim that you need to just be confident on. Just need to get the combo going, I feel like, on this map, more than anything.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be another one where there's a lot of potential to build up some really high combos, and it's going to be about surviving these key eyes, because if you survive the key eye, there tends to be a much easier section afterwards that just lets you build up free combo, really push that advantage, and so that's what we're going to keep an eye on here. Watr was the top performer on last week's alt pick by a pretty big margin, getting the second best score individually on the map, and so Waterbenders are really going to need to get Watr to step up here.
Yeah, Watr just needs to get a point on the board at this point. I think can't really afford to give away any more breakpoints. I mean, the later the match goes, maybe the more contestable the picks will be, but especially on your first few picks, like, it's very important to win the point here. So I would like to see Waterbenders put together a decent team score on this No Mod 3. I think they have capability to do so. You already said it. They are very solid on more alty style maps, so I think this map will go well for them. Should go well for them.
Yeah, that's definitely important. I mean, losing your first pick feels pretty bad, but is recoverable. If you drop both of your first two picks in a row, that is just so hard to recover from. I mean, not only in terms of picks, but just mentally as well. And it makes you doubt your own picks a little bit for the rest of the match. So we've got Lexi coming in, Pra making their turn, I believe. Is this Cammy's first map as well, or did Cammy play the first map this match?
That's a good question. I should grab the MP link. Where is that? I have the ref sheet right here. MP. I don't believe we've seen them, but I will double check. No, they did play. They played in that No Mod 5.
Thought I recalled them playing. But we've got the core 2 here, Watr and no Wi-Fi in for Waterbenders. RAMSING, it really has been much more of a team performance from them, and as a team, they have been phenomenal so far. We'll see if they can keep that up here going into Kentucky Cybernetics, No Mod 3 alt pick.
Intro to the map. Gonna be pretty chill, all things considered. Real difficulty starts to spike here on the speed up. We do see bubble drop combo going into that flow pattern. Not going to be too big of an issue. There's so much time in this map to be able to get it back. It's over 3 minutes long, but there's no trades to be seen yet. Lexi will drop the combo going into this slowdown section, so that is going to give a little bit of wiggle room for Waterbenders.
Yeah, and really up until the first Ki, these combos don't matter too much. There's going to be time for recovery. You know, we do see 2 combos drop inside of Waterbenders, and only Lexi, who had previously dropped, missing for RAMSING, so it's going to put them in a pretty solid spot. But this first Ki is going to be the real test. Can Daitaku hold on? No Wi-Fi on a good recovery as well, but RAMSING are going to be slowly pulling ahead here, up by a pretty steady 50,000 points, and so far they are surviving the Ki. Watr, the only one to miss on that pattern. Finally, Raphael drops. Now it's got 2 big combos on either team, but no Wi-Fi, slightly behind. Cammy, of course, matching Lexi on that recovery. The next miss is going to be a big one, but everybody's surviving, and it is so important to hold on in this section. No Wi-Fi, you cannot afford to miss there, and actually that claims a lot. It claims 3 on the side of RAMSING. Now Lexi, the only one still holding, and Waterbenders are going to be able to bring this one back.
Yeah, this little solo section here just has a little bit too much figure control for some of these players to hold on to the combos. You see more breaks coming through here on RAMSING. Raphael going to drop the combo. It's just Cammy still. Oh no, Daitaku Helios. That was a Bancho miss. I didn't even realize. So there's 2 massive combos on the side of Waterbenders right now going completely unchecked as we see that squirrel lead instantly flip over to their side.
Yeah, RAMSING cannot afford to miss from Lexi. Lexi and Cammy trading, so that is going to be a wash, but now they've got nobody even remotely close to Daitaku from the side of Waterbenders, and with a third of the map to go, up by 200,000 is going to be a pretty nice buffer, even if we do see a miss from Daitaku. There goes 2, Daitaku and Watr. That is a combo they did not want to see drop. Now it's no Wi-Fi, trying to keep Waterbenders in the lead, but I mean, RAMSING, they've got 2 combos, but they're just not big enough right now. We're going to need to see these hold on for almost the entirety of the rest of the map, and both of them surviving that pattern. That is crucial for RAMSING. They do it again!
It's a full reset on the side of Waterbenders. All players drop the combos on this last section of the map here. So we get into the final quarter of the map, and these combos are still holding for RAMSING. That score lead's dwindled down to barely 10,000 points now, and it's going to switch over to the side of RAMSING as more misses come through from Cammy. It's a big chain miss from a couple of the players, but it's only going to be Lexi dropping the combo, and they were on one of the lower combos for RAMSING, so it's still just as massive combos from both Lights Out and Raphael, and just really good backing from Pra right now. And I think that this is just going to be another breakpoint.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 breakpoints throughout. It looks so good for so much of the map, but just collapsing into the ending, not able to keep that combo up, and it's really good recoveries from Raphael and Lights Out to bring it back and put RAMSING up by 3 and up 2 breakpoints. So if they can win their next pick, they're going to be up by 4 and in a really good spot for the remainder of this match. Waterbenders certainly on the back foot now because, again, not only is it tough to lose your own first picks mentally, but what do you pick from here? Alt hasn't worked, low AR hasn't worked. It really limits your options for picks going forward.
What do you pick indeed? I mean, this RAMSING team just seems a lot more comfortable on most of the maps so far. That last map, I think, was the closest one that we've seen between these 2 teams thus far, but yeah, I mean, RAMSING just firing on all cylinders to start this match off 3-0. They do get a chance to consolidate on another breakpoint. I imagine it's either going to be something like the Free Mod 1 or the DP 1. They just do seem very comfortable on aim style stuff here. And they also have really good DT mechanics as well. I think a lot of people sleep on some of the players on their team that they ended up making it to the Div 2 draft. So very, very good DT players, but unfortunately for them that DT2 and 3 are both gone, so true DT mechanics not available, but
yeah. Instead, we're going to be sticking with the no mod pool, as seems to be tradition with this match. This is the, I believe, the last no mod map gone from the pool, and it's going to be the no mod 2, unsurprisingly. RAMSING quite strong in the tapping as well. Of course, they top scored the finals no mod 2 as they did with so many maps, and it was a really strong performance from Lights Out. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them. Do expect Mommy and Lexi in for this one alongside Cyber Oni. On the side of Waterbenders, I mean, they need someone to step up. I suspect we'll probably see Virtuoso back in.
Ref going to sleep? No. Okay, here we go.
No.
We got Bliplow on the scene. Bliplow just confused by the team colors. I imagine it came from a player that was on the wrong team picking it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of fast, actually. I don't know what the BPM is on it, because I think it's like 1/6 or something. But,
supposedly 256 according to the sheet.
That sounds correct. It's got some decent stamina to it as well. It's not just flow aim. Actually, really not too much flow aim. I think for the most part, this is just a tapping pick.
Yeah, pretty much just going to be your standard speed map. Naomi, not a player we have seen at all this match. And not a player we've seen much this tournament, really.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats sheet, and Waterbenders had a different lineup. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is RAMSING. Wait, no, still, yeah. Naomi did not play for RAMSING on either of their matches and on the previous week's No Mod 2. It was Lights Out, Cyberoni, Lexi, and Mommy for both of them, I believe.
Apparently played 17 maps in the finals, though, so I guess just didn't have a Naomi map so far, as we are just going to need Cyber Oni. It's in lobby, actually. They've got both teams have their full lineup, and we'll see if Waterbenders can get something going. They need to slow down this momentum because RAMSING is running away with this match, barreling towards the Grand Finals winners bracket matchup.
You cannot afford to lose too many more points. I think, like, if you lose this point, fine, but you're needing to get 2 more breakpoints somewhere. And
yeah, I don't know.
Putting a stop would be good.
Yeah, I think losing this one is already very dubious in terms of match score. I mean, down 4-0. Not a score lead you see teams come back from too often, but they won't be completely out of it. But obviously they're going to have to start somewhere, and let's hope they start with no mod 2, because they got to get a point on the board at some point or another. It is going to be an early miss from Naomi, with Daitaku trading that one out a little bit earlier on. And we're going to have to keep an eye on those accuracies as well. This is one of those maps where the accuracies could be relevant if we do see, 3-4% accuracy difference. And right now, it's mostly 98s, 99s for RAMSING, aside from Naomi down at 91. And that's going to balance out the 94 and 93 from Virtuoso and Daitaku. So this one is going to be staying pretty even early on. Naomi with the first really big miss here, and this should swing the score lead back over to the side of Waterbenders as Naomi continues to find misses, but it's the accuracies for RAMSING keeping them in the lead. Daitaku trades that miss back, and now it's going to be even combos, but RAMSING, the accuracies are so good. Oh, Paxi finds the miss as well for Waterbenders. Now they're down to 2 FCs.
Yeah, Yeah, the accuracies, I mean, it's so hard not to see it because they are all so, like, solid on 3 of their players right now. And yes, the accuracies have been building back up for Waterbenders, but their highest AC isn't even at 96%, and you've got 2 players over 99 on the side of RAMSING, still holding on to the combos, and 1 player at 98 holding on to their combo. The score lead's already 200,000 points ahead in favor of RAMSING, and we're not even halfway through the map.
Yeah, and so much of that score lead is in the accuracy. On top of that extra SC they have now, Paxi has a decent recovery, but with how dense this map is, a 600 combo behind RAMSING is so much to come back from. Another miss from Paxi, and all Waterbenders can do is wait and hope for a miss from pretty much all of the FCs at this point. There goes Lexi, that is 1 down, but still 2 to go. That miss from Lexi is not going to be nearly enough. They need Cyber Oni and Lights Out to drop as well if they want any chance in this match. There is still time, but his misses are going to need to come soon as they're down by so much score here.
Yeah, the score is really starting to pull away for RAMSING. Almost 400,000 points now as we get into the spinners. It's a little moment to take a little breath. Your nerves are starting to build up here, but the end of the map is still pretty brutal here. We see Paxi dropping the combo on the 1/3. No trades to be seen on the side of RAMSING. So they are just going to continue to hold on to these combos for the remainder of this section, I feel like. It's still 2 FCs to 2, but much more combo being held on the side of RAMSING overall, and yeah, the accuracies as well, just pulling their score so heavily into their favor.
Yeah, and again, it's just another really strong team score from RAMSING. They're beating their finals no mod 2 score by a pretty decent margin here, feeling so comfortable on these really fast tapping picks, and now it's pretty evident, I would say, why that DT2 was quickly banned out by Waterbenders. And yeah, with a 400,000 point lead, it's safe to say RAMSING are going to be taking this one, and they're going to go up 4-0. And now Waterbenders are going to have a tough time finding their next pick here. Definitely not clear where they go from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost on aim, they've lost on ult, they've lost on speed, they've lost on... what was the first pick?
The first pick was the No Mod 5, so that...
No Mod 5, yeah, Gimmick, like low AR.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like they've
tough.
lost on just about every skill set at
It's
this
very
point.
tough. I mean, still though, you look at the other side, you've got Bubble and Virtuoso, also FCing, but yeah, just the accuracies. Not quite there, and it was a RAMSING pick, but they're at 4-0 right now. 4-0 is so hard to come back from, no matter what the total amount of maps played is going to be.
Yeah, RAMSING 3 points away from securing themselves a top 2 spot in this tournament, and if they keep up this level of performance, they are going to be quite the force in that last Grand Finals match, but they can't count their chickens before they hatch. Maybe Waterbenders can bring it back with their 3rd pick. What that 3rd pick may be, I don't know. Maybe it's time to break out the DT4 and go for something kind of just strange.
I could see DT4. I think DT4 is relatively within reach for Waterbenders. Especially more like a No Mod 2 than I feel like this No Mod 2 was. This No Mod 2 is more like a No Mod 5 in disguise, but the No Mod 5 is Gimmick for this pool, so needed tapping somewhere in the No Mod pool, but it's gonna be a hidden 3 here. We got some awkward map. A little bit techy, but very awkward map here.
Yeah, it does sound quite techy, for sure. And I mean, considering RAMSING banned out 2 of the tech-focused picks, it does make sense. I mean, some of these more tech-focused maps is one of the few styles that Waterbenders have not lost on so far. So I think we're going to be see a much more similar lineup to what we saw on something like that No Mod 1.
In a way that nothing else people have ever known. Digital communication system. Higher performance and faster and more reliable communication source.
Yeah, don't get too much stats for last week's hidden one from either of these two teams. Just Waterbenders played it for their match. RAMSING did not play it at all. Or wait, oh no, I was looking at hidden one. Yeah, it's still just Waterbenders. And so they did decently well on the last week's hidden 3. But I am not familiar with that map. I don't think I commentated a single Div 2 match last week because I was sick. So.
Very fair. Yeah. Likely going to be seeing Taikaku and Watr in for those last two. RAMSING only got one player in the lobby so far. Raphael coming in alongside Naomi and Lexi.
Cyberoni, final player?
Could be.
Ah.
Yeah, so instead.
This is a very similar lineup to what they would put in for something like an Oman 4. But you switch out Cyberoni and Lights Out for Pra and Naomi, which I think just comes down to hidden. I would imagine probably just hidden preference players here.
Yep, and here we go. Waterbender, attempt 3 at winning their pick. This time on Industry Slayer. They've got to start somewhere, and it seems HD3 is going to be their next best chance. We'll see what they can do here if they can finally get a point off of RAMSING, who have looked just absolutely unbeatable on these picks so far.
Yeah, RAMSING just off to a phenomenal start here. We get some little wiggle patterns. It's going to be tripping up a couple of players. We've seen misses from 4 players so far. Make that 5 now as Pra goes down, and just full combo reset on the side of Waterbenders just to begin the map. Naomi, the only player left in the lobby that is holding on to any combo right now. And it's going to be very even between these two teams accuracy-wise. Looking pretty similar, actually slightly better for Waterbenders. Pra dropping down to 88% and a 92 and 93 from Lexi and Raphael. So it is going to keep things very interesting for Waterbenders, but they do need to build up some combos here.
Yeah, a couple of misses from RAMSING. It is mostly just the accuracy differences offsetting that FC from Naomi, and so if Naomi falls, Waterbenders are going to have a massive advantage, but until that happens, they're going to need to build up the recovery combos of their own. They've been doing a good job of that so far, but as long as Naomi is FC'ing, Waterbenders will not be safe, and for RAMSING, they need Naomi to hold desperately right now into this next PI, a lot more slider heavy, but neither team to miss so far. Pra, no Wi-Fi, there goes Naomi, that's a big drop for RAMSING, and that claims the whole lobby. With the better accuracies though, a full lobby reset is going to favor Waterbenders slightly, but it's still anybody's game, only up by 10,000 points, a third of the map to go.
I mean, they're keeping it so close. It's only 30,000 points in favor of Waterbenders right now, and just misses all across the board. Nobody's able to put together any form of combo here. Everybody's struggling to hold on to the combo in this difficult section, but I mean, yeah, third of the map remaining, and it's still Waterbenders holding on to the lead for the time being, but they have to continue to try to hold on to these combos wherever they can get them. Taikaku, Helios, and No Wi-Fi both starting to build up some form of combo, but on the other side is just Lexi right now. Naomi had something going, but unfortunately ended up missing going into this final section of the map, final quarter of the map, and now Lexi is going to go down. Unfortunately, Wi-Fi did trade, but yeah, it's just too much, I feel like, right now. The combos aren't there for either team.
Yeah, now it is Pra holding. No one in the lobby with any combo whatsoever, but Pra misses. They're going to run out of time, and Waterbenders, that accuracy was so big for them. They finally get a point on the board, and they're going to make this 4-1, finally winning a pick of their own. Now, they, of course, have to win 2 break points to get themselves back in this match.
Yeah, very, very challenging map here. Some of the lowest scores we've seen in the lobby so far out of any of the maps, but Waterbenders just a better team score, more comfortable on these techier picks. So if there were more picks that were available to them that are like this, I would, like to see them go down that. But truth be told, I believe this is the final one. I think outside of this, there's Hard Rock 1, and I don't know if you want to pick Hard Rock into the RAMSING.
Yeah, well, I believe it was banned by RAMSING already. Those other two tech maps that No Mod 4 and
Oh,
Hard
was it?
Rock one as well, right?
Yes,
So
it was.
RAMSING using their bans very smartly, as they do have the next pick now, and we've seen them win on quite a few things. I don't know if we have any tapping in the pre-mod pool. I think that would be pretty nice for them. Like maybe they could go for something like a pre-mod 4 if they want to go back into something streamier that is a little bit more similar to last week's No Mod 2.
I think that Hard Rock 3 is 290 BPM. There is some tapping elements to it, but
We've got Crush. This is
DT1.
just your classic aim DT1.
yeah, this is everything I want in a DT1. It's aim, there's triples. I think there's like one 5-note burst, but yeah, for the most part, it is very just much a DT consistency map. Also, AR 10.3.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine 10.3 pretty standard at this level.
Should be.
We should all be pretty comfortable with that. But a whole 5-note burst to my DT1. not my DT1.
Not my DT1.
Not my DT1. The song is an absolute banger there. Can't deny that.
Yeah, this is a classic. I feel like this has been around for many years now. At least like 8 years.
Yeah, I'm sure this song has quite a few different map sets and difficulties.
What I'm thinking of? Probably.
We'll find out. This is pendulum difficulty, so I think this is the most well-known one.
This is the OG one that OG for me at least. I remember when this one came out. Yeah, 8 years. That was right on the money. January of 2018. 2018 can't be 8 years ago. I hate that thought.
We're getting old.
We are.
Yeah, this is a 2018 map, so it's not that new. It seems like you guys in the chat are also getting old if you think 2018 is new.
2018 was 8 years ago, guys. Unfortunately. Where were you 8 years ago? Anyway, we got some players in the lobby.
Playing Crush, apparently.
There you go. Swizzy, Bubble, Paxi, Daitaku, Helios versus Naomi, Pra, Cyberoni, and Lights Out.
I guess we can say it's a newer one than the 2012 and 2016 versions.
Fair.
That said, we've got a lot of early misses going on, mostly on the side of Waterbenders, but a couple for RAMSING as well. This map gets into the tricky aim really quickly and does not let up. There's not going to be a lot of time to build up any of this free combo that you see on a lot of other maps, and so you pretty much have to be on point throughout the entirety of the map. It's good recoveries from both teams after those early misses, and there's going to be a slight edge over to RAMSING, but the Waterbenders doing a good job to keep themselves close in this match, and they're just going to be waiting patiently for that next miss from RAMSING.
It's going to come through from Naomi, but double miss on the side of Waterbenders. Make that a triple now. It's just Daitaku Helios, the only one holding on to combo, and already almost a 200,000 point score lead in favor of RAMSING. They still have 3 big combos going for them, 2 FCs, 1 good recovery from Cyberoni, and the longer that they're able to hold, I mean, we're already halfway through the map, and that score lead's built up over 350,000 now as I've been talking, so this is going to get out of control very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Naomi misses again, but it doesn't really matter. There goes Pra, that's 1 FC down, but it's 2 big combos to go, and unfortunately for Daitaku, the team support is non-existent right now, as nobody else has been able to build up any recovery. And unfortunately for Daitaku, doing a great job hitting that pattern, but Cyberoni and Lights Out nailing it as well. Great accuracy on all 3, but for Daitaku Helios, the support just not there, and I think Waterbenders are going to be out of time. RAMSING should be able to take this one pretty comfortably. It's a question now of How many FCs do we see on the map? It is a very tricky ending. One FC remaining. 2 good combos, not far behind.
Still within reach if both of these combos miss. Actually, no, it's not. They're like
Not
a
even
million
close,
up. Never
no.
mind. I didn't look at that score. Never mind.
Look, they can bring it back on the spinner. They got this. Don't worry.
How fast
There's
can
still
you
time.
spin?
Oh, not
It's
quite the
no
FC. I guess
FCs.
Lights Out missed on the beginning as well.
No. The last few notes.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention then.
Yeah, unfortunately. Was shaking a little hard there, but still gonna be able to get the point by a very, very big margin. 5 points to 1 now. RAMSING has won all of their picks. Waterbenders, at this point, they have to win 2 breakpoints and all of their picks continuing the match in order to get the thing tied up, and I just don't know where they go. I have no clue. I think you continue down the hidden route, but most likely just that hidden one, and even that's like risky.
Yeah, I mean, if the next thing that's like somewhat techy would be that Fremont 3, I believe, but again, it is more in control tech rather than the slider tech that they really would like to pick. I mean, I guess it is, 140, yeah, not far off their earlier No Mod 3 pick that they did lose, unfortunately, but it was close at least. So, I think, yeah, Hidden 1 reasonable. Could also certainly see something like a Fremont 3, potentially looking at that DT4 even. Of course, there's 1 map left in the DT pool, no mod maps left, and I don't know that you really want to pick Hard Rock into this RAMSING team.
Definitely, I would agree with you on that one. I think Hard Rock is a no-go, potentially. But, I mean, could work out. We're going to see them go for that Fremont 3 as you predicted. Again, just the most tech-adjacent map left in the pool. And they do pretty well on tech maps. I believe this was a OWC custom last year.
That is cool. It honestly does sound vaguely familiar. And yeah, it was a 2025 Finals Hard Rock 3.
There you go.
So now we're going to skate on the free mod, which I'm assuming means we need 1 player on the hidden, 1 player on the Hard Rock, and 2 players allowed to take the no mod. We do have a 2.3 easy multiplier, which is pretty good, but I don't know if we have easy players on either of these 2 teams.
I would say no. And clarification on pre-mod rules for this tournament, it's 3 mods required per team.
Okay.
But Hidden Hard Rock counts as 2 mods, and it counts as a Hard Rock. So if you want to have 2 no mods, you would have to do something like 1 hidden Hard Rock.
I see.
Yeah,
See what
1
they want to
hidden
do
required.
in terms of mods for Waterbenders. Watr, I think, has been their best kind of alt player throughout the tournament by a pretty decent margin. And so it definitely would like to see them put Watr on the no mod and try and let Watr put up a big combo, but we'll see what they end up going for.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure how these teams choose to do their mod combinations here. We see Tynamo coming in. I believe Tynamo, excellent gimmick player, so if anyone would want to go easy, it would probably be him, but most likely just going to see him on the hidden. Probably Lights Out going to be on a Hard Rock, and then one of the other 2 players going to be hidden for RAMSING. I have no clue for Waterbenders.
Yeah, I don't know any of the players in this match well enough to even begin to predict the mod combinations, but we got the good luck events in the chat, so we're going to be finding out shortly. It is double hidden on Jataku, Helios, Watr, Hard Rock on Kami. On the other brand side, for RAMSING, we've got a double hidden as well, Tynamo and Lexi, which means Lights Out, as you predicted, is going to be taking that Hard Rock no mod advantage one way or the other. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be seeing any easies. We do see a bit more of a slider tech section early on, so it's going to be a little bit farther into the map that we get into some of those more circular flow aim patterns.
Yeah, just some build up here in the beginning section of the map. Watr going to be the first to fall. on their side, and Dynamo will trade shortly after both players on the hidden. I believe Lexi missed very, very early on, but it's, for what it's worth, it's basically 3 FCs to 3 right now. Slight advantage on the side of Waterbenders just because Watr has the higher recovery over Dynamo, but accuracy-wise, it looks very similar across both teams. Watr did drop down to 95, but that 99 on Bubble is making up for it.
Yeah, and presumably the next PI, we get a lot more of this aim control, flow-heavy patterns. That is going to change things up. Neither team finding misses on this section just yet, and it is going to be anybody's game. It is dead even a third of the way through the map, and it is pretty good accuracies on both sides. There goes Lights Out, a miss on that Hard Rock. Is going to cost them a lot. Cammy has a pretty big advantage now, and if Lights Out follows it up with yet another miss here. So 4 big combos, 3 for RAMSING. Cammy does trade it back, but there goes Raphael. Waterbenders going to be able to hold on to this lead, and they're going to build a pretty nice score buffer for themselves as we approach the end of this PI.
Half the map remaining, and RAMSING finds themselves on the back foot again here, as Lexi's going to drop the combo. That was one of the recoveries, so now it's just Dynamo, the last FC remaining for RAMSING. Watr does drop combo as well, but it's still Bubble and Daitaku Helios doing some heavy lifting for Waterbenders right now on this pick, and they are continuing to hold on to the combo. Dynamo as well, but that's just not looking great for RAMSING so far. 300,000 points is a hefty margin to have to beat here with the last quarter of the map, and I don't think that RAMSING's going to be able to get it done.
Yeah, these 2 FCs on Waterbenders are looking so good, and Dynamo, yes, it's a good combo, but not even the FC. It is just that really good reverse choke, and so Waterbenders looking like they're going to be able to put a second point on the board here. They have now won their last 2 picks. The question is, can they start to win RAMSING's picks to really bring themselves back in this match? No Wi-Fi does find the miss towards the end. There goes Daitaku as well. This is a very nice score from Dynamo. We'll see if they can hold into the ending.
Whoa.
It could go back. It's going back very quickly, but it's just that one slider, and it's not going to be quite enough time, as those recoveries from Lexi and Raphael made it look close for a second, but just not enough time left. I assume that's because somebody left the lobby, but we'll get confirmation. Yeah, I don't think.
I believe it was the 4th player on Waterbenders. whoever was in that 4th slot left the lobby immediately. But yeah, Waterbenders did get that point. I think it was like 100,000 or so at the end of it, but still much needed point from Waterbenders, and we're gonna go right into Free Mod 1 here. One of the final aim-heavy maps available for RAMSING to pick. They do still have that hidden one, but a different kind of aim, I feel like, on that one. So this is going to be much more just very standard farm aim.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, RAMSING were the clear best team on the aim in finals, so I expect they are going to look pretty good here on this pick. Not only did they get the 2 best scores on last week's No Mod 1, but they also got the top score on the Free Mod 1. We saw Lights Out running Hidden Hard Rock on that one with Raphael on the Hard Rock. Watr did not play the aim Free Mod last week.
Yeah, I'm not sure who all we'll see them put in. I imagine it's going to be mostly the same lineup as what we saw on that No Mod 1 earlier.
Yeah, probably identical.
That would be Daitaku Helios, Bubble, Swizzy, and Army fan. But I mean, this is free mod, so mods do play into it. So if maybe one of those players isn't necessarily wanting to have to take a mod, then maybe someone else who is more comfortable on mods would be better suited. We do see Virtuoso in the lobby here. So no Swizzy.
Yeah, potentially, although they do still have a roster spot open, so definitely could still see somebody in, but Daitaku, I think, makes a lot of sense. Has been probably the best performer so far for Waterbenders. Has put up some really good scores. He's had consistently high combos throughout this match. And this is the last point that Waterbenders can afford to give up. After this one, they need to win absolutely everything from here on out.
Cannot afford any more losses, especially on their own picks. If you lose this map, RAMSING find themselves at match point, and it's just one more map that they need in order to knock Waterbenders out of the tournament. I think Waterbenders can definitely try to start turning things around here, but they're gonna need some standout scores, and I do say scores plural because I don't think just one score is gonna be enough on a map like this.
Certainly are. Both teams going to be matching. We've got Daitaku versus Cyber Oni on that hidden hard rock. Virtuoso versus Raphael on that hidden. And I do like them letting Lights Out take the no-mod here, try and put up a really big score. So we'll see what these no-mod players can do. I do think this is one that is a lot more comfortable for the modded players. I mean, for the hidden players especially, there really isn't all that much added difficulty. So they're just going to be able to enjoy that extra multiplier. For the hidden hard rock players, it does certainly add a little bit of difficulty, as Cyber Oni is going to find the first miss on that hidden hard rock, and so now Helios is going to build up some nice score with those extra multipliers.
Jump's starting to get a little big here in this first TI. Start to feel how the map is going to go. We do see more misses come through here. Pra and No Wi-Fi going to be trading out. Cyber Oni continuing to find more misses on that hidden hard rock, but now down goes RME Fan. So that just leaves Daitaku Helios on that hidden hard rock, and it is versus two FCs on the side of RAMSING. Lights Out and Raphael still holding onto their combos. And better recovery just slightly for Pra versus Bubble, but still is gonna be within reach for Waterbenders if any of these combos start to go either way side for RAMSING. It's definitely available for them to be able to get the score back.
Yeah, the one thing Waterbenders do have going for them here is that the full combo is on your hidden hard rock players, so that extra multiplier is going to mean Daitaku's full combo is going to be worth more than either Raphael or Lights Out, but that's not going to make up the difference on its own. Cyber Oni is going to be the first to miss in this KI. There goes Pra as well. No Wi-Fi does trade, but Waterbenders should be able to bring this one back if they can hold on to the rest of their combos. The Cyber Oni really struggling on this section, but Daitaku Helios! That is a miss they just couldn't afford. It's good recoveries from Virtuoso and RME Fam, but Waterbenders are in a lot of trouble now.
A lot of trouble indeed. That miss from Daitaku Helios was everything for them, unfortunately. It was right at the middle of the map, and yes, they are on that hidden hard rock. You don't expect the hidden hard rock player to have to be the one to perform the most, but that miss right at the halfway really caps your score out. I think with hidden hard rock, that's like 750k max now available to them, but that's a miss from Raphael, actually, so that was one of those remaining FCs on the side of RAMSING, but you still had Lights Out to worry about on that no mod, and you have to expect that they will go into the final section of the map holding onto the combo, but the shakes are starting to build up. I think the nerves are starting to hit here as we get into this final quarter of the map, and you do still have good combos on RME Fan and Virtuoso, so there's potential here.
Yeah, all it takes is one miss for RAMSING, and those two combined combos are going to outmatch Lights Out. If RAMSING do drop their support, there goes Cyber Oni, but they immediately double miss, and I think that's going to seal the map pretty much immediately, and RAMSING are going to find themselves on match point momentarily. There's Raphael, finally drops, but Lights Out on this no mod, looking so good. The accuracy, very impressive as well. Best accuracy in the lobby by a decent margin. Now just has to close it out into these ending jump patterns.
I do want to point out Daitaku Helios' score at the end there on the hidden hard rock. I believe 99% accuracy, which is kind of ridiculous, but it is just aim at the end of the day. Unfortunate miss from Daitaku Helios. I do think it would have been a little bit closer, especially if they were able to hold on to the combo, but that's so hard to ask from your hidden hard rock player. Now RAMSING at match point. They only need one more point to knock Waterbenders out of the tournament entirely in order to face Fat Chud Lolcow in the grand finals on the winner's side.
Yeah, Waterbenders, they're now going to need to win 4 maps in a row just to bring this one to tiebreaker. Then they'd have to win the tiebreaker as well. So backs up against the wall here. with their next pick. I believe this is pick number 5 for Waterbenders here. They are 2-2 on their own picks, but have won the last 2. The problem is the picks are becoming a lot less clear for Waterbenders. I mean, they do have a couple options that look more likely. Either one of the hiddens or the DT4 could be good for them. I think, you probably don't want to go for the Hard Rock still, and then, the free mod 4 is just tapping. You're definitely not picking that. Free mod 2 could be an option if they want to go back to low AR. But they're going to go for Hard Rock 3. That's not necessarily what I expected. It's going to be flow aim, though.
Some flow aim here in the Hard Rock slot. Also, 290 BPM. I don't think it's actually 290. I'm pretty sure it's half, but yeah, I don't remember. I looked at the maps before this match, and I forgot a lot of them, except for like just the generic stuff. I think this is finger control, if I'm remembering correctly.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, this is do or die for Waterbenders. Absolutely cannot afford any more losses. Any more losses and RAMSING just wins on the spot. So, yeah, as you said, 4 points needed from them. 2 of those points would have to come from RAMSING's own picks, and there's still some decent picks left for RAMSING, like that hidden 1 available to them, like that DT4 if they do choose to go back into double time. So I don't know. It's going to be really tough for Waterbenders, but they're more than capable of doing it. Players of their caliber. But yeah, just on the back foot from the beginning, down that 4-0, and it's so hard to come back from that.
Yeah, they were the top team in their group for a reason, so let's see if they can bring this one back on the Hard Rock 3. And Swizzy making their return. Naomi back in as well for this one.
Haven't seen Swizzy in a while here. We got Daitaku Helios, final play for Waterbenders. Bubble, Swizzy, Paxi, all in the lobby for RAMSING. I imagine these are just the rosters. Naomi, Lights Out, Raphael, and Lexi. No Cyber Oni here. I wonder if that just comes down to comfortability on the map, because I know Cyber Oni can play Hard Rock.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. RAMSING have plenty of players that are comfortable on the Hard Rock to choose from, so I don't imagine they're too worried about that. Here we go, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Waterbenders need to survive just to get to RAMSING's next pick, and then of course they'll have a few more maps to go. But I think if you are the Waterbenders, you just have to focus on taking it 1 map at a time. Don't worry about the rest of them just yet. Gotta survive the Hard Rock 3 first, and then you can start winning more maps from there. Now we do have quite a few misses early on. Some of those were Bonchos, so we'll give it a second to let those recover, but it looks like we've got 2 real misses on the side of Waterbenders, as well as a very early one from Daitaku. And it's going to be 3 big combos on the side of RAMSING. The only one to have a significant drop so far. Daitaku and Naomi are going to trade. Raphael drops as well, and that's going to leave Swizzy against Lights Out and Lexi. Lights Out does drop, though we've got a bit of a 1v1 going now, but Swizzy's accuracy is so much lower. Does find the miss as well. Oh, Daitaku looks like it was Boncho, so it's going to be 1FC to 1 and a slight lead for Waterbenders, but no support for Daitaku right now, unfortunately. Some support for Lexi, but not a whole lot. RAMSING are going to bring this one back slowly, but it's really going to come down to which of these 2 SCs can hold through the ending. That miss from Raphael is not going to help things out. It is a slightly higher accuracy FC on RAMSING. Will be nice. No Wi-Fi. Misses on pretty much nothing, but there's a very tricky ending section coming up here.
Yeah, only a third of the map remaining, and it's still within reach for either team. 40,000 points ahead in favor of Waterbenders. It's Daitaku Helios versus Lexi. The better recoveries on the side of RAMSING, but And anything could change here as we get into the final portion of the map. This flow patterns start to kick in, and we see Lights Out and Raphael drops. Only Swizzy to trade. That score lead is starting to flicker. Lexi drops the combo, and now it's Daitaku Helios, the only player with a combo remaining in the lobby, and they are just bringing that score lead very quickly over their side. Waterbenders are going to be able to get another point on the board here to keep them back in the tournament still. But 3 points, and they still need 3 more. It's going to be so tough for them, but that score from Daitaku Helios is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, very impressive. Daitaku Helios, the hero that Waterbenders needed on that one. I mean, 92% accuracy by this Zosu standard combo gaming is truly all you need. They're going to make this 6-3, and they're going to bring this one within 3 points once again. But RAMSING do have the next pick, and you mentioned before this previous map that RAMSING feels like they still have some good options available. If they want to go back to tapping, they've got free mod 4. I don't think we're going to see them pick Hard Rock 2. They've really struggled on some of the precision picks. But that hidden one being more of a, mech tech type A map doesn't look bad for them either.
Yeah, something like the free mod 4, something like the hidden one, even that DT4, I think is reasonable for them to pick, despite it being, a lower BPM, but it's actually just going to be the Hard Rock 2.
Well, that is interesting. I mean, we know they're decent at Hard Rock, but RAMSING played last week's Hard Rock 2 twice and had the 2 worst scores in the tournament. Mind you, Waterbenders did not play the Hard Rock 2 in the finals, but I guess what's nice for RAMSING is that they've got a few picks to work with, right? Even if they don't win this pick, it's not the end of the world, so they can afford to be a little bit more risky with their picks here.
Yeah, risky indeed. I think this Hard Rock 2, if I'm remembering correctly, is very much in the style of a typical Hard Rock 1 map, just with the smaller CS. So there is still precision to it. It's 6.5 with Hard Rock, but I think this pick actually makes a little bit more sense than something like the Hidden 1 if you're just wanting raw aim here. But you do have to be comfortable on the precision, and I'm not completely sure how Waterbenders' comfort level is on something like the CS 6.5 here in the Hard Rock 2, but for RAMSING, yeah, as you said, they were one of the lower scoring teams for previous week's Hard Rock 2, so is a little interesting that we see them go into this, but yeah, it's not within reason to think that they're just picking this because it's got aim to it and they have some points to work with.
Yeah, and it does look like RAMSING dropped the top Hard Rock 2 score in the group, so clearly they do have players that can be comfortable on Hard Rock 2. Seems to be more style dependent for them, so presumably this being a more aim-focused Hard Rock 2 compared to last week is going to suit them pretty well. And on that same group stage Hard Rock 2, Waterbenders had the last place score on the map, so definitely slightly concerning for them.
Very concerning indeed here. GLHF's coming out. RAMSING's still at that match point. Waterbenders able to put themselves up 3 points now, but this is RAMSING's pick. It's do or die. It's still on the line for Waterbenders, and I need to see them perform here. Swizzy, Bubble, Daitaku, Helios, and Cammy gonna be your lineup for them. Cyberoni, Lights Out, Pra, and Raphael gonna be for RAMSING.
Yeah, and remember, Waterbenders, despite having some better showings in the last few maps, they're yet to win one of RAMSING's picks, so they're going to need to pull out something big here to keep themselves alive in America's Draft Showdown Division 2. Of course, the loser of this match will finish the tournament in third place. The winners will move on to the Winners Bracket Grand Finals, where they will face off against Fatshud Lol Cow.
That name is so unhinged, but
it is quite the unhinged team name for sure.
Starting things off here on this precision pick, we've seen multiple misses already. It's actually 2 misses on the side of Waterbenders, Cammy and Daitaku Helios. Only Lights Out to drop the combo. Actually, not the player I would be expecting to drop combo this early, but there's so much of the map remaining. It is 3 minutes, 13 seconds, so there's plenty of time for recoveries to be made here from all of these players, but for the time being, 3 FCs to 2. That's going to give a slight advantage to RAMSING, especially with Bubble dropping combo, and now Swizzy as well, so it's a full combo reset on the side of Waterbenders, and yeah, this is already off to a rough start for them.
Yeah, RAMSING do have a full team reset though, so Waterbenders, they're going to be in an okay spot for now. No Wi-Fi, their top combo, and some more misses from RAMSING, so Cammy trades, but the question is which player is going to be able to build up that recovery. So far, it's pretty much no one, as Swizzy, Cyber Oni, the next two to trade. We've got Raphael, no Wi-Fi, Lights Out, and Daitaku. The players remaining with any combo whatsoever, no Wi-Fi, Lights Out, going to be trading. We've got a bit of a 1v1 between Daitaku and Raphael, but there goes Daitaku. Raphael, the last combo standing, Pra on a solid recovery as well, so RAMSING are going to have yet another chance to really start to push this score lead and inch ever closer to a top 2 guarantee. This is a bit of an easier section as well, which is going to let them really push this score lead.
Yeah, I mean, they are working with about 140,000 points in their favor right now, so it's not out of reach for Waterbenders necessarily, but these combos have to continue to hold. We see both Bubble and Daitaku Helios drop combo, but it's a 4-way reset from RAMSING. And so this is the opening that Waterbenders needed to be able to try to get this score lead back over their favor. Swizzy and Cammy doing their best to hold on to the combos as we go into the final third of the map. Raphael finding more misses here. Not the spot that you want to be missing combo on, but Cammy's going to drop combo as we get right into it. And so Swizzy.
But only 2 combos for Waterbenders, miss immediately on the Ki, and I mean, it's not over just yet, but it's going to need to take a complete meltdown from RAMSING into the ending, and RAMSING are well on their way to a victory here. It looks like they are pretty close to securing this one.
RAMSING just need to hold on to a couple of these combos and they will just hold the score line the way that it is. Cyberoni is going to drop combo. No trades just yet. There goes Bubble. It's actually 3 players on the side of RAMSING to drop the combo. Prawn Raphael will join Cyberoni on the dropped combos, but Lights Out's still holding, doing his best, but these recoveries are building up. Hold on, that score lead's going, but it's misses from Swizzy and Daitaku Helios, and I don't think Cammy can get it done, even with Lights Out missing. Hold on, it's going to come down to the final end of the map, but I don't think it's enough. 60,000 points, and no! Waterbenders knocked out of the tournament. RAMSING move forward into the winner's side of the grand finals.
Yeah, great effort from Cammy into the ending, but not enough. And congratulations to RAMSING, who will be moving on to play in the Winners Bracket Grand Finals. Of course, commiserations to Waterbenders for losing the match, but top 3, very good showing from them nonetheless.
That's gonna do it for us tonight. GG well played to both teams. I think both teams definitely gave their heart out, but RAMSING just getting the better of Waterbenders when all is said and done. And of course, it is to be said that if Waterbenders had won, it would have been a delay for next week, but RAMSING winning actually means that the Winners Grand Finals match and potential bracket reset are both going to be happening on Sunday this weekend at 22 UTC. So yeah, there's just going to be a 1-day pause and then come on back on Sunday and we'll have the end to this Division 2.
Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you back here Sunday, 22 UTC.